Hey, good morning. It is morning here. By the time you see this, it might be early afternoon on Saturday. I'm going to pre-record this little gardening session. I'm going to make it real brief, but I wanted to show you some progress I've been making in a new thing that I've started, some bale gardening. I picked up some hay bales, or actually straw bales, from a neighbor of mine. Straw is less expensive than hay, and it works well. You lay the straw down, and well, hey, let me show you. Let's walk over to the new straw bale gardening. Last night and yesterday evening it was cloudy and raining somewhat, so it was a great time to move a lot of my tomato plants that were still in little pots into this area. They were looking for a home. As you can see here, I've put 4 straw bales down here next to each other and then tightened them up together with this landscape material here, and then I even boxed it in a little bit with some scrap wood that I had, so that if it expands, it wouldn't expand all out and over here. Hopefully this will last me 2 seasons. So what it is the straw bales with the cut end up. As you can see here, if you ever have a straw bale, there are some cut ends on one side. The other side, they seem to be folded over. So here I've put the cut ends up, and I did that because then when you put soil on top, it tends to go down in between the straw much better. So then after putting the straw in here and tightening it up around the edges like that, I put some Michigan peat and compost cow manure on top of it there to give it a base and some nutrition. After that, I simply took my garden trowel into the straw and wiggled it back and forth like this. It made a hole big enough that I could put these tomato plants in there. Now I pretty much had to squeeze the roots of the tomato plants in that base coming out of the little pot somewhat and stick it in there. Then I covered it up with this soil. I also have a whole bunch of purple basil, so that's what this little stuff is right here, some purple basil. And this is all an experiment to see what happens in these straw bales. So happy gardening to you. Hey, oh, another thing I wanted to add. If you had a backyard with poor soil conditions, lots of clay or acidic soil, something that wasn't going to allow you to garden very well, or maybe you're starting a garden on an area that used to be a parking lot, this would be probably a good solution for that. Again, it's an experiment, and we will just see what happens. Is it going to take more water, less water? I don't know yet. First time I did it. Straw bale gardening from Troubadour Farm.